Lust is a tricky thing, isn't it? I don't know. It is a tricky thing. I guess it starts when we're kids, our childhood fascination with things like Princess Peach, Princess Zelda, or some of us older fanboys, the sexy cartoon Zelda, Samus Aran. Hell, from when I was a baby till I was a toddler starting kindergarten, Wonder Woman. We try to get it right the first time. Most of us try. We don't want to get spit wads and, little rocks thrown at us in school. So we try to be the winner. We try to look like this dude here picking up the girl. Having that first girlfriend, that first sexual encounter ever in high school. And we're lucky we get the prom date, if we're fucking lucky. Of course, if we're unlucky, even if whether or not we get the prom date or the first girlfriend in high school, we end up being socially inept. We just can't make friends. Something goes wrong. Maybe your friends have better interest than you. Maybe you have better interest than your friends in high school. Everybody breaks apart. Nobody. I mean, some people used to reunite in college when I was a kid, but some people don't have that luxury. They just kind of fuck off and do their own thing, and now you're all by yourself. And most of us end up walking alone on the beach, in the park, somewhere where we can't afford to go to foreign countries, so we have to walk along the beach. We deal with being alone. It would be easier to get the perfect looking girl if you still had your 20 friends from middle school and high school to hook you up with different girls. And maybe you were one of those dudes that is lonely now, but you met girls at parties and flyer parties and house parties and clubs, nightclubs, and maybe this is you right now. If only you could have that money, power, and respect, you wouldn't have to try so hard. You wouldn't have to try to be something you're not on the internet. Or if you could be this guy, or this guy now. I mean, Chris Pine, almost 20 years ago, was just the son of the guy who did Chips, right? And girls would just be like, okay, move out of the way, excuse me, you're in my way. And that's what he had to deal with, poor guy, for the first, couple of years of his adulthood. And it wasn't until 2009 and all the, the Star Trek movies, the other big blockbusters, that now girls look at him. But, maybe a couple of girls looked at him, but it's not always the case. But he's pretty tall. But I don't look like him, and chances are neither do you. If you were a big, handsome actor like that, you could get all these bridezillas, pretty women waiting for you. What a dream that would be. Yep, but you're not Chris Pine or Tom Cruise, so chances are we're not going to meet these girls, so we're going to meet them on the one place we can, is the computer, the internet, wherever. I mean, this is what most of my life was like I think I've talked about this before in one of my YouTube posts, from 2001 to 2017. I did all this, made some mistakes, not good ones, and I got some really hideous, ugly, fat cows as a result of this. So that's the extent of most of us. This is what we do now. I mean, it used to be like on Yahoo Personals, Match You from collegeclub.com, and even like MySpace. It used to be free to pick up girls, and now you have to pay on Tinder. I remember like a phone service where the man had to pay $25 for 30 minutes, and the women didn't have to pay shit. That's sexist. Even Zeusk and iCupid and these Instagram models or Twitch thoughts. I mean, pretty girls, especially if they look like this, they have the easiest time, and they may think that's sexist of guys like us to say. I mean, all any one of us has to do. I'm talking to you guys, not girls. All any of us has to do is catfish on any dating site. Just catfish, and you will see the rate in which you get responses. Now, you're not getting responses from males, but that's to prove a point. This is how it is for girls. When you're a pretty girl, you're lusted after. Everyone lusts after you instead of you lusting after them. It's weird, right? It's just like, see it from their point of view, and then you kind of see sometimes what a waste of time you're doing. I mean, we're going to idolize for that girl, which really means to simp. I guess if she's not looking at you, but you're looking at her, all this time you're wasting your time. Like, for example, Scarlett Jo. You just put her on this pedestal full of glowing squares. There she is in all her glory. But you and I both know it's one way. And if we've really fallen to the dark side, we end up being that stalker and end up making some unwanted friends, right? these are the people we have to end up idolizing after that. We know this happens to us when the fat, ugly broad chases us down the street. That's the unwanted attention. That's sort of the opposite, you know. So we get this lady here chasing us down the street. But a real question is, when does this kind of woman, when will she be chasing us? If she chases us, she must be out of her mind, I think. When do they reply to us? And when do we come a running to them? And when can this happen for us? When does the girl chase us? That's the real question we have to answer to us. Do we need to make more money? Should we be that serious about marriage? Should we play them like they play us? How do we do this? It's always a game of chess. So when you approach a pretty girl and she likes what you do, she gives hearts, she gives kisses, she gives a thumbs up, it's a game of chess. And it's only a matter of time before she will chase us. But you do not want to be the guy chasing her. You do not want to be Brian chasing the blonde like in Family Guy. Look that up. Brian, Family Guy, what is it? The Bachelor. You'll see what I mean. You don't want to be Brian answering phone messages. Until next time, until the next sin, be good. Be very, very good.